Hey everyone, Steve Harris here. Today I'm looking at our newest themes, Luxury and Shutter. So we've got two great looking themes. Luxury is based on an interior designer, and you can see it's very white, breathes well, lots of great imagery, and it's just a really good looking site. What we did then is we took the Luxury layout and we restyled it, and that's how Shutter came to be. Shutter is based on the same format or structure as the Luxury site. However, we reskinned it by changing text styles, images, and some colors to give it a completely different feel. So in this video, I'll show you how I did this in under an hour and how you can use these two layouts to build a variety of sites for any industry or business type. So let's start with our Luxury theme on screen here. The first thing I'm going to do is replace the logo. So if we click on the logo, let's be sure to select Replace. You don't need to delete the old logo out because then you're going to lose the positioning of it and you're going to have to drag a new image element into that area. So we'll click Replace. And I've already uploaded a new image, but you could certainly select Upload and upload something else. If I click Select on my new logo, which says Chop House, you can see it goes right into the right spot. And now I just need to resize it. To resize this element, I'm just going to drag it from the corner. That looks really good. Next up, I'm going to change this hero image. So we'll do the same thing. We'll select the row, scroll down to where the image is in the background, click Replace. And now I'm going to search within my image picker for restaurant. You can see lots of free stock photos come up here, and I like the look of this one. So it's going to import our image right away, and we're good to go there. Next, let's talk about typography. So if I scroll down, you can see this block of type. We've got a heading, and we've got a paragraph or body copy. To change these styles, rather than do them individually on each block, we can go into our Design tab, Global Text, and within this area, we should change the text styles, and they'll update throughout the site automatically, rather than doing them one at a time. So starting with the paragraph copy here, right now it's something called Mully. If I bring that up and I scroll down to something different, I like this ASAP font. So you can see it automatically changed in that spot. Next, let's go down to the H1 type. It's Playfair Display. I'm going to bring up the drop down and I want to try a script in here. So let's scroll down to G, and there's one called Great Vibes that I like. So if I click on that, it automatically updated as well. So you just want to work through your global styles, H2, H3, setting everything up so that when you're using them throughout the site or any existing elements on the site are automatically going to change. If we go back, there's also a global buttons option here where you can set any button styles such as border, hover background color, anything you want by default when you drag a new button on the canvas. Let's close that panel. The next thing I'm going to do is just rename some of my pages. So I've got an About page here, and if we go into the Pages panel, you can see the About page. Let's rename that, and I'm going to call this Our Restaurant, and click Rename. It automatically updates in the navigation, but the original link is retained. If I keep scrolling down this page, you'll see that we have these two side-by-side elements here. I want to swap their position, so I want this on the left and this on the right. It's really time consuming to try and drag everything over, and you're not likely to get everything in the right spot. So the easiest way to swap these two is to right click or control click on one of the columns. Then you'll see these two little arrows here, and we can click Move Column Right. So that swaps the positioning of those two elements, whoops, and you can see they look good now. Let's keep scrolling down the page. And let's say I want to add a new block after this area. The main thing I'd recommend for you to do this is, rather than creating something from scratch, have a look at our pre-styled sections. So anytime you've got a break in rows, you've got this blue Add Section button that appears. Let's click on that. It brings up our section picker, and then we can go through and find something that might work. The great thing about these sections is the styles will be inherited automatically. So let's say we try this Get in Touch block. So we drop that in, we click Save, and by default, it's already using our paragraph style and it's already using our heading style. This is just in all caps, which is why it looks a little bit different, but we can easily revise that. So work through these layouts and add custom sections in as needed. You can certainly build something from scratch, but you'll save a lot of time by dragging and dropping in these pre-built layouts. Let's have a look at a gallery. So if I go to the portfolio page, we've got this gallery set up, and when I hover over a gallery item, we have a title and a link. So to edit this gallery, I'll click on an element. You can see that we have enable links on gallery images is turned on. And now if I select the first image, it tells me where this image is linked and the title of this image as well. So you can certainly replace the images one by one if you wish, or if you'd rather, there is a delete all images button that will clear the gallery out completely, and you can start from fresh. So let's add a new image. Restaurant is saved in our picker as our last search, so let's click this one and click done. Now because we started fresh, you'll notice that there is no more overlay text on here. So we need to relink this image now, so we'll click edit link, and let's just point it to a page. We'll say the home page for now. Then we need to add a title in this area, so we could say event 1. And when I close that, now you'll see that that overlay has reappeared. So you can go ahead and re-add in all your gallery images as needed. Let's have a quick look at the Shutter theme before I sign off. Shutter is based on the same layout as Luxury, but we've done a few different little tweaks in here. You'll notice that the hero element is a little bit more spaced out. It's a bigger section. And the way that we space that out is using these spacer elements. So this is a hidden gem in our editor. Most of the time people try and add margins or padding to elements when you can easily use a spacer. So let me delete this out. And if I go to the widgets panel, you'll see a widget here called spacer. It's in the frequently used in my editor, but otherwise you'll find it down underneath basics. So if we drag that out, up above my camera, the spacer element has almost no settings. It only has the height of the space. So let's add about 198 pixels, 200 pixels in there, and we're good to go. So if I keep scrolling down, you'll see a very similar layout to Luxury with a few different tweaks. And you'll notice there's a page called lead generation. If I bring up my pages panel and I go into the extra pages and lead generation, this page is just designed as kind of a coming soon for a page you've got under development. So we've got a very simple form set up here, and you can connect this form to a Google Sheet or a MailChimp account if you want to collect signups and notify somebody when the page launches. That page is also available in the Luxury theme, and I'll pull it up here to show you. It looks great. The Shutter theme also uses a slightly different header style. So you'll notice that the nav items are aligned a little bit more left. It's a bit of a smaller header. You can modify that by clicking this orange header button, click Edit Design, and you can choose a new layout if you wish. So we can bring up this box, and there's a whole bunch of different styles pre-set up. So we could do something like this with a centered logo and nav items on the left. And by default, it just changes that around and everything works perfectly. Jumping back to the Chop House theme, I want to show you how to modify these icons. So all of the icons used throughout the site are built using our icon widget, and you can choose a new icon from our library or you can upload your own. So let's click Choose New Icon. We're building a restaurant site here, so I'm just going to search for food. And this glasses kind of clinking or cheers is perfect for my needs, so I just replaced it there, and now we've got a perfect SVG icon in seconds. So I hope you can see that these themes can be adapted to any style of business just by swapping text styles, swapping images, and changing up colors, and I think you could use this layout for pretty much any business out there. I hope you enjoy these new themes, and best of luck building your new website. Cheers!